Okay, let's start with the nation. More appointees resign in state over Electoral Act. Ajib line sabotage cuts gas export. Buhari deplores heinous killings. Presidential tickets why APC can't use consensus. Terrorists ask for millions of naira ransom on train attack victims. Oshun, INEC clears Oyetola, Adeleke, and 13 others. Lagos to begin issuance of driver's license. Okay, let's start with the terrorists.
Yes, so the terrorists that killed and abducted the passengers of the Kaduna-Abuja train are now demanding hundreds of millions in ransom. We remember there was a video that went viral where one of the kidnapped victims was let go, and they claimed that this attack wasn't done because of money, that they had some demands, and the government is aware of those demands, and that is why they did it. And so they were letting, according to them at the time, letting him go for humanitarian reasons and in the spirit of Ramadan. But, you know, the Kaduna State government has confirmed that one of the victims that was let go had to pay 100 million naira, and now they are demanding hundreds of millions of naira for the remaining victims. So obviously it wasn't really about demands, but about money. That's it.
The major headline. So, despite the tussle of the Electoral Act, remember, we're still going on the Section 84, subsection 12, saying that you have to resign, the appointees will have to resign before they now run for office. So many appointees have currently started resigning across party levels. So we observed quite a few in Ondo. I think even the governor of Ondo gave them, I think, a 48-hour ultimatum to resign if they are planning to run for office. And you know, many of these people, many of these parties have to provide their candidates by, I think, June 3rd. INEC has given June 3rd date for them to all provide their candidates. So between now and then, we expect that more resignations will come in. Some other states have also, other governors across what I've been asking all their appointees to begin to submit their resignation letters now so that they can know who and who is in and who is out.
Quickly, the Ajib line sabotage, the breach of the Ajib line gas line operated by the Nigerian Ajib Oil Company was, you know, vandalized. Let's use simple words. So, because of that, and it has happened twice now, they've decided to cordon off the pressurized, and, you know, of course, that has cut off gas supply for export purposes. They are looking at investigating it. Somebody is speaking on behalf of the Nigerian National Oil Spillage Detection and Response Agency is already speaking that, you know, their investigations have shown that this is due to vandalism. But if we continue to have gas exports like this, sabotage like this, without any consequence, we know what we are going to lose in exchange, because, you know, this is what we export as a nation, and we can't continue to allow this happen. It has happened too many times already. But notice has been given to the communities where these leakages happened, and so they are already aware. Everybody should stay off those areas where you know, they've been called on.
So the Lagos State government is saying that they may begin to issue the new driver's license. And this was said by the Commissioner for Transportation, Dr. Frederick Oladinde. And he said that this has been an ongoing conversation and meetings, years of engagement with the FRSC. And right now, they are almost rounding up the new license. And one of the other things they wanted to do was also try as much as possible to remove the bus, all these downfall from the roads, remove the tricycles. Said they've tried to do the partial removal, but it's not been working. So now they are ready with the buses that are going to be taken over from these downfalls. And so very soon they are going to do a total removal of the yellow downfalls from the road, a total removal of the Okada riders, so that we have an alternative that will take us to our different routes. Okay, so let me just complete out this story, because it wasn't just the governors that are asking their appointees to resign. Interestingly, we're still waiting for Minister of Transportation to also resign, because he has also declared his intention to run for office. There's also indications that the Minister of Justice and Attorney General may be looking to run for Kebbi State governorship, and they also be required to resign. So we're looking for more.
So the ministers of states will now take over.
Yeah, possibly. Well, we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's move on now quickly to the Punch. PDP consensus suffers setback. Zoning panel submits report. Osinachi, suspects say wife ill before death. Police verify claims. Lagos nurse performs surgery on Edo businesswoman, victim dies. Army visits father of Osun man tortured to death, hide killer's identity. Rejection of UTES will prolong strike, says ASU. Osun, INEC releases final list, okays Oyetola, Adeleke and others. 6,000 Plateau attack victims displaced, Buhari condemns killings. Northern elders bemoan insecurity as Buhari asks Buhari to resign. Kidnapped train passengers not insured against terror attacks, says FG and officials. Okay, which story are we taking here?
I want to take the human interest quickly. So the family of a woman, Fatima Issa, are demanding justice. She had fibroid and went to a hospital not mentioned here somewhere. Okay, sorry, Fellow BAM Alpha Clinic in Mafuluku area of Oshodi. And she was made to pay 190,000 naira for the procedure. And then they carried out the procedure. Her sister had come in from Auchi with her to Lagos when she came for the surgery, and she was in the hospital when they took her in. But they had said to the sister to pay before the procedure would start. So she went to the bank to withdraw the money to pay. But when she came back, her sister had already been taken in for surgery. Induced surgery was done by the time she came back. And she saw that her sister wasn't breathing properly. But, you know, one thing led to another, she died. The hospital just continued to act as if, you know,
nothing happened.
It was the result of the surgery. She had a cardiac arrest, according to the explanation. Further investigation by the family showed that the person that carried out the surgery was not even a doctor. He was
Mr.
a
Lawrence.
Nurse, you know, and, you know, they're asking that, you know, investigations are done. At least, I think autopsy should be done also. And this person the hospital not only shot, but that person prosecuted. Very, very important, because we have so many of such hospitals around everywhere in Nigeria.
Okay, so PDP, we're still having the same issues, same story being recycled over and over again. They're yet to decide. All the various candidates, there are quite a number of candidates that have actually showed interest in PDP, and they've not been able to decide if it's a consensus candidate or even if they're going to go into zoning. So that is still undecided, but it's looking like they might have to all resolve to either the direct or indirect primaries towards sometime in May, and that's the confusion. So the reporters here tried to reach out to all the candidates, and none of them were able to categorically say which direction the party is going to go. So, I mean, it's still a serious contention if the consensus, because all of them believe that they are well equipped and they have enough competence to run for the office, and they're not willing to step down for anybody. We'll see how that goes. It's really interesting.
Yeah, so Benue State on Monday, they've been described as marauding headsmen who attacked 3 local government areas and various villages in Benue State, Guma local government area, Tarka and Logo. In Guma, they said 9 people were reported dead. In Tarka, it says 15 corpses were recovered after the massacre. And the traditional ruler was also killed in Logo. Many eyewitnesses say that these killings were done simultaneously, almost at the same time. They came in attacking people, chasing them into the bushes. Eyewitnesses say even these numbers may just be inaccurate as of now, because there may be bodies still in the bushes. The governor of Benue State just says, you know, we are law-abiding citizens. This is just a direct quote. We have cried for help against these invaders, but nothing is forthcoming. We are left alone, and it looks like it is a deliberate strategy. Now we have only one option: to defend ourselves or be extinct. This is a case for our survival. He also says we have been accommodating other people in our land, but our hospitality is being misconstrued as weakness. We are not a conquered people. We will never be. We are free-born citizens of Nigeria. He's asked security operatives to do more on the intelligence level and tracking down these killers. But really, I mean, this is a story across. I've just read the Kaduna one. Now Benue, there's another one in Plateau State that will take it the next week.
Let me quickly say that the president also rejected condemned.
As usual.
So we've been down this road before. The president is busy condemning, and the governors are asking people to resort to self-help. Do you want that? Is that a consequence any leader should be calm about? So action has to be happening now.
Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Moving now to Daily Sun. UN PFM parties express fears over the 2023 polls. 2023 again, zone presidency to Southeast. Igbo Assembly charges APC and PDP. Insecurity, Northern elders tell Buhari to resign. Obi competent. capable of leading Nigeria, says Bode George. Nigeria press among world's freest, says federal government. Strike, I'm not against renegotiation of an agreement with varsity workers, says Ngige. FG releases 40,000 metric tons of grains to cushion high commodity prices. And Buhari to security agents deal mercilessly with killers in Plateau.
Abia, a non-political pressure group, Igbo Delegates Assembly, IDA, in the 19 northern states of the Federal Capital Territory, are again appealing to the All Progressive Congress, that's the APC, and the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and other political parties to give the Southeast the opportunity of producing the next Nigerian president. So they had a communique that was signed, and I want to quote what they said. They said, we reinstated that Ndigbo believe and need one united and indivisible Nigeria where equity, justice, peace, love, and fairness reign supreme. We also reinstate our sincere appeal to Nigerians of all ethnicities, geopolitical zones, and the religious traditional institutions, all the political parties in Nigeria, to zone presidency of Nigeria come 2023 to the Southeast geopolitical zone for the interest of peace, love, equity, justice, and rapid progress of Nigeria. And they also, appealed to INEC to ensure that all the modalities that are needed for the 2023 elections are made seamless so that a lot of people can be captured in this election.
ASU.
Okay.
ASU is accusing the National Information Technology and Development Agency of deceiving Nigerians. They're insisting that the test that, that needs are issued, that the test they conducted on the UTAS system developed by ASU showed that the system software payroll failed and its integrity test, and that it is not good for the system. But the ASU chairperson, let me quickly get his name, ASU Lagos Zone person, Adelaja Odukoya, said that what they did was simply a betrayal of the trust of the people, that the UTAS original test that NITA is basing this assessment on, the first test, that the system had a 97.4% score, summary score.
That's success.
That was the first one that they did.
Okay.
And that the other tests that were conducted between March and 18th had in attendance several representatives, but NITA based their first test on the conclusion on that first test and issued their conclusion to the Minister for Economy and the Digital Minister for Communication and Digital Economy that, this system was not good enough. And that, if a person scores 97.7%, does that amount to failure?
No,
it doesn't mean that, certain improvements can be done. On the other hand, the Minister for Labour is saying that he's not opposed to any negotiations with ASU on this system. This is the core of the fight that is bringing ASU to strike every time. Platform, and I keep saying, can they not meet each other halfway? Even if it's, let's even assume that that system did not make 100%, on the 97.something%, at least you people can, rejig that system and improve on it.
But why are they also insisting on using that particular system? What happened to the IPPIS?
Besides, see, the IPPIS was the government initiative. Yeah. The university system.
But the government is the employer of these people.
Right, so let's not debate this, all right, but it was just about for us to discuss the paper review. So I was going to take the story on the question if the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development has said that the President has approved 40,000 metric tons of grains to be released to farmers. And this is to cushion the effect of the issues we're having, high prices, the commodities that are high, and the fact that the festive season, Ramadan is coming, Salah, Easter, and all that. So to cushion the effects so that people can actually have more produce to work with in their farms. Also, so one of the reporters asked him what types of grains are being released. He now said their sorted is going to be sorghum, maize, and millet, and the rest of them will be released. And this could help many of the especially they have the chicks that always that they eat many of this maize. So it's be great for them so that we can have more of these protein for the season. So I'm happy, but another reporter was asking concerning the insecurity with the farming. He now said that they have park rangers who actually help them. So there hasn't been a sharp drop in food produce. That yes, as a factor of base, but people are still eating. There's still some food because we have park rangers who are ensuring security in those various
Nigeria farms. Is a free country for press freedom, according to the Minister for Information and his spokesperson, his special assistant on President. They say they're responding to the World Press Index that puts Nigeria at 120 in the World Press Freedom Characterization, which means that Nigeria has a reputation of West Africa's most dangerous and difficult countries for journalists. They are totally disagreeing with this. They issued, what they believe in, that this Nigeria trying to regulate social media has been mistaken for Nigeria curtailing press freedom within the country, that there's no such thing, and that, regulating that only facts and responsible reportage is done on certain media and social media as well, is what they're doing here. I sort of agree, because we've had this argument back and forth.
Yes. Over and over. Vanguard. Plateau massacre bandits shot beheaded victims in their homes. Oh, my Lord. Presidency, PDP's aspirants ready to accept consensus candidacy Saraki. So this is contrary to what I read earlier. Fake drugs. We stopped shipments of 80 drugs from China and India since Adeyeye. Boko Haram bandit cells. Kaduna government DSS tango over intelligence report. Easter. FG declares Friday 15th, Monday 18th April at holidays. 2023. Emir of Dutse endorses Amechi for president, says he's the most qualified. Osinachi, husband of late gospel music star, had a secret wife, says family source. And insecurity, why 2023 elections must hold. Okay,
so
who has it?
Quickly.
Yes, go ahead.
NAFDAC has issued that about 80 drugs from China and India should be removed. In fact, they have removed them. They conducted tests in 19 laboratories in India and China, and they found some to be fraudulent. They found some not to even meet up, the bright standards to produce drugs. And so shipments that were heading to Nigeria from those laboratories, about 80 products of them totally removed. And I hope that the list will come out quickly so that people will be able to quickly check and find the website to go. So they said they've also procured 40 units of handheld device worth $57,000 each to detect the quality and quantity of medicinal products in the country.
Right.
Yes. So in Plateau State on Sunday, local government area and Wase, local government area, some of the communities were attacked and people were killed. They were massacred. That is the description of what happened. The official number of people that were killed is 78, but eyewitnesses are saying that there are a lot more than that. They said it came in through the land that government had prepared for the ranching the ranching project, and that's how they came in on motorcycles. They had cutlasses. They were running after them. They were beheading. They said it was a slaughter of communities and people. And now, after the fact, people are moving away from these communities to their relatives' places, and government is trying to also maybe put them in safer places. The presidency has come out to say it is a heinous crime, and they are asking security operatives to do the needful, find out who these people are, and punish them accordingly.
How do you keep finding out who these people are every day, every week,
like
every month, and yet you're not getting these people?
It's what it seems like.
I mean, it's
according
just
to Governor of Kaduna State, they know who they are.
They know who they are. They know where they stay.
Being calculative about how to go and find them.
Okay, contrary to the report I read in point that says PDP consensus suffers setback, in this paper, Vanguard is saying, on the contrary, according to Saraki, former Senate President, was saying that they're having a meeting today, and by today they will agree on a consensus candidate, that many of them are willing to drop their candidacy for, their intentions for, or their ambitions for a consensus candidate. They're also saying that the meeting today they will discuss the zoning issue. So at the end of today, hopefully we'll have some answers. So I guess the reports are a bit contradicting each other. And we'll wait for today's meeting.
Yeah, so there are indications that the Nigerian Labour Congress, which is the NLC, may cripple the economy for 3 days in solidarity with striking 4 university-based unions. So they had a meeting, NLC had a meeting with these 4 university-based unions yesterday to find out why the federal government has failed them in, addressing some of the concerns that they have raised. And they also mentioned that they are going to set up another committee called the Central Working Committee that would help them find solutions to the growls between the federal government and these 4 based universities. And they are also, at the same time, they are going to ensure that their job as NLC is to ensure that this matter is resolved. And one of the ways that they plan to do this after this CWC committee is to do a 3-day strike, shutting down the economy. Nothing is going to be working so that the federal government can listen to them. That is what they have.
Okay, moving on quickly to the Nigerian Tribune. Insecurity again. Northern Elders Forum asked Buhari to resign. Lassa fever fatality rises to 19.1%. Buhari directs release of 40,000 metric tons of grains. 2023, I won't submit myself to zoning in APC, says Yahaya Bello. PDP zoning, we are not pursuing northern agenda, Saraki Tamboa Mohammed says. 25 killed, several missing in Benue communities during night invasion. And Awolowo family mourns Odinamadu, National VP of UPN. Okay,
Lassa fever. The federal government has said Lassa has confirmed that Lassa fever cases are on the rise, and that the present fatality rate is 19.1%. So they give us numbers. They said currently we have over 3,000 suspected cases in 23 states across the country, 681 confirmed cases, and 132 deaths currently. The Minister of State for Health, Dr. Mamara, is saying that the government is trying to encourage, is being deliberate when it comes to enforcement, and that they are also trying to focus on long-term improvement of water, sanitation, and hygiene facilities, also to eliminate cholera. And he talked about COVID, and he gave numbers of how we have over 4 million people who have been tested for COVID-19 currently using the PCR and the rapid test. And he says that as of April 11th, it is revealed that over 250 Nigerians have tested positive for the virus. But he says, going forward, Nigerians should use their mask in enclosed places, but anywhere else, they should use their own discretion. So just like a loosening of the guidelines, but just saying federal government is working hard to.
Yahaya Bello.
Yes. Bello, the governor Yahaya Bello said that because Nigerian Tribune investigations showed that they have zoned, the APC have zoned presidency to the south, considering that the national chairman of the party comes from the north.
We've known this a while ago.
Coming from North Central is now saying that, Mio, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to breathe. I'm not going to do zoning. He says that instead of zoning, we should look at competence.
Yes.
We should look at it. I've been doing zoning since 1960. It didn't work. We should do competence. I know good breathe.
What would be a competence test?
I don't know.
Okay, we get that story. Okay, I think we're doing good time today. Oh, we run out of time. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Is there any other story we missed?
Yes, you haven't gotten to this
Guardian. Cardinal most hit as attacks on power plants, rail airports peak.
Can you imagine?
Anger as FG cuts workers' salary. Akeredolu asked political appointees contesting for 2023 to resign within 48 hours. Senators LG boss react as death toll in Plateau hits 101.
Yeah, so federal government employees yesterday are complaining that some of them received incomplete salaries for the month of March. These were non-teaching staff of the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, ATBU, in Bauchi. They said that they had already presented that they were supposed to go on strike to the government. So probably they are speculating maybe the government is now reducing their salary based on the no work, no pay policy. But the government isn't supposed to do that. They're supposed to give them like 3 months even after the strike before they do that.
Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, move on to our hot topic of the day. We actually have a sponsored segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.